In this vlog episode, I finally meet up with a friend that I go way back with when I first started Muay Thai kickboxing. It's 5-time professional Hong Kong Muay Thai champion, Martin Hung Yau Hoi. His nickname is Ocean because his Chinese name translates to ocean, which is more for, the king of the ocean, kind of like Poseidon. That's what it translates to. So this is the first time I spar him in a very long time. The last few times I came back to Hong Kong, I wasn't able to spar him. And this time I feel like I've been upgrading my skills a little bit. So hopefully I do a little bit better this time. And we're just keeping it pretty light. We're friends. We're not here to try and kill each other and hurt each other. So we keep it pretty light. And, I'm not here to try and embarrass him. And, he's taking it easy on me, of course, because he's the professional fighter. And I'm not. So he's definitely, much higher skill level if he really wants to put the heat on me. But, we both respect each other. So we both are just giving each other, some looks and hitting each other quite lightly. So Martin Hung Yau Hoi is the classical Muay Thai stance fighter. Everything that he does is very classic Muay Thai. So he keeps a pretty rigid stance, and I used my takedown defense there, so he couldn't sweep me. And here's another Muay Thai sweep that he uses. So yeah, he stands in a very classical Muay Thai stance, tight guard, doesn't let punches slip through. So some of the boxing techniques that I've been working on don't really faze him too much. He's got a real nice tight guard, and my punches don't really slip through. And here I go with a little Saiyan Chai action. And here he catches one of my knees, and I get dumped on my butt. So yeah, I'm more of a kung fu sanda, karate kickboxer kind of style. So my style is a little bit more fluid, a little bit more in and out. As you can see, I try to combo things together, work some weird angles, explode in different ways. Whereas Hung Yau Hoi is more of a classical Muay Thai striker. He stands there, plants his feet on the ground, use Muay Thai sweeps and dumps like that, and tries to use power combinations. All power. Like right there, goes for another sweep. And here I finally am able to get one of my own sweeps. And it's funny because I literally just learned that technique a couple months ago. I never tried that technique before, but I learned that a couple months ago sparring, my MMA coach, Si Lao. So he did that to me a couple times, and I'm like, you know what? I got to train this right away, and I got to start using this, because this is a really effective sweep. Here you go. I finally punched through his guard with an overhand right. Oh, he punches me back. His guard's very tight. He has very good defense, so it's hard for any of my strikes to kind of actually leak in. And a lot of these strikes, as you can see, he will just eat on the body or on the leg. He's not very concerned with them. He knows that I'm bouncing around a lot. I'm not planting my feet down, so he's not concerned with my power. Whereas he's able to generate a lot of power if he wants to. So at this point during the sparring, I switch up my style a little bit. I try to be a little bit more unpredictable. I cut some angles, going left and right, and in and out, and trying to use sort of a Dominic Cruz style, maybe if you want to call it, or my own little, rooster style head movement there. Landed a back kick there, but it's an awkward style that I'm trying out, against him. And it's not a perfect style, it's an experimental style, but my mindset going into the sparring is that, Hung Yau Hoi is obviously going to have the superior Muay Thai. There's no doubt about that. He dumps me, he has strong kicks, strong strikes, and if I go toe-to-toe with him, try to fight fire with fire, I'm definitely losing that battle. So I try to use more movement-based attacks, try to hit him from different angles, try to sort of exploit that flat-footed Muay Thai style a little bit more. But, sometimes there's success and sometimes there's not. He keeps a very tight guard and he blocks most of my shots. Oh, that one leaked through.
So, just finished my first sparring in months. I haven't sparred in months, and it was a lot worse than I imagined. It was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to have a bit of cardio, but that turned out to be not the case. It was very, very terrible. Vaccine totally killed my cardio. Even though I said earlier that I didn't feel like I was tired from the vaccine, that was wrong. Because once I started doing exercise or you know, sparring, it was immediately bad. I could feel my muscles like just completely fall apart. It felt like jello. So I felt like I couldn't do anything. So I gassed out like right away. So the fatigue from the vaccine is very real. Plus, you know, it's been months since I actually sparred. You know, being up in Canada, there's gyms are not open, right? There's no sparring at all. So yeah, it was very bad. I thought the cardio I could keep up because I was training in the hotel. But that wasn't the case. Once I actually sparred with a live moving target, yeah, no, totally gassed. But I will be back. I will be back to spar some other folks. Hopefully my cardio won't be complete garbage by then. Okay, signing off.